Let's break open the word of life, shall we? You know what happens? Sometimes there's famines in the land, and you can't go get food just because situations arise that may make it not so likely for you to be able to go to the store anymore. But don't worry, nature's full of food, just like the days of Elisha. Check this out. This is 2 Kings chapter 4. You ready? And Elisha returned to Gilgal, and the scarcity of food was in the land. And the sons of the prophets were sitting before him. And he said to his servant, "Put on the large pot, and cook stew for the sons of the prophets." And one went out to the field to gather plants, foraging, biblical foraging. And he found a wild vine. Sounds a little exciting. And gathered wild cucumbers from it, filling the skirt of his garment. Think about it. Man was wearing a skirt. Boom. Some people call them aprons, y'all. They're super functional. And he came and he sliced them into the pot of stew, but they did not know what they were. Now, this is where it's risky with foraging. If you're not really sure what it is, it's okay to leave it behind until you find out just what it is. Which is why I have a whole book on mushrooms. Edible mushrooms. Because these things can be super dangerous. Maybe had wild cucumbers or maybe wild mushrooms. He didn't know. Put it in the pot. Now here's what's going to happen next. And they served it to the men to eat. And it came to be as they were eating the stew that they cried out and said, "Oh, man of Elohim, there's death in the pot." And they were unable to eat it. And then he said, "Bring me some flour." And he put it into the pot and said, "Serve it to the people to eat." And there was no longer any more death in the pot. You know what Elisha did to cure the poisons that were in the stew? Put in fresh milled flour. Check out Becoming a Linenite. Most of the breads we've ever eaten our whole life are poison. They take out the bran and the germ and all the stuff that gives you life, and they serve you flour that makes you sick. But don't worry, fresh milled flour literally takes toxins out of poisoned things. So if you run into a pickle, by that I mean a wild vine that with some scary little cucumbers on it, don't necessarily eat it. But if you do, make sure you mill some flour fresh and mix it in there. Just like Jubilee's doing with that beautiful